English channel, your favorite place to learn English through beautiful and heart-touching stories. Today, we have a very special Christmas story for you. It is one of the most famous short stories in the world, The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. This story is about true love, sacrifice, and the real meaning of giving gifts. It will touch your heart and teach you that the greatest gift is not money or things, but love. So, get comfortable, relax, and listen carefully. This story is told in simple English with easy words and clear sentences, perfect for improving your listening and vocabulary. If you enjoy this story, please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Sir English channel for more wonderful stories every week. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Now, let's begin. The Gift of the Magi, a simple English story. Chapter 1. $1.87. Della sat at the small wooden table in her tiny apartment. In her hand, she held a few coins. She counted them carefully. Once, twice, 3 times. $1.87. That was all she had. Tomorrow was Christmas Day. Tears filled Della's eyes and slowly rolled down her cheeks. She had saved every penny for months, being careful with every purchase, bargaining with shopkeepers, and giving up small comforts. But even after all that effort, she had less than $2. She wanted to buy a Christmas gift for her husband, Jim. Jim was everything to her. They were poor, but they were deeply in love. Their apartment was small and simple. The furniture was old. The carpet was worn. But their home was filled with warmth and care. Della stood up and looked around the room. On the wall hung a cracked mirror. Near the window was a worn brown sofa. Everything in the room showed signs of poverty, but also love. Della wiped her tears and took a deep breath. "I must find a gift for Jim," she whispered. Chapter 2. Their Greatest Treasures. Jim and Della owned only 2 things that they were truly proud of. The first was Jim's gold watch. It had belonged to his father, and before that to his grandfather. Jim carried it in his pocket every day. He checked it often and handled it with care. It was his most valuable possession. The second treasure was Della's hair. Her hair was long, thick, and beautiful. It fell below her knees like a golden waterfall. When she walked, people turned to look at it. Even queens might have envied her hair. These 2 treasures were symbols of their pride and love. Della stood in front of the mirror and looked at her hair. An idea slowly entered her mind. Her heart began to beat faster. "No," she whispered, but the thought would not leave her. She grabbed her coat and hat and hurried out into the cold winter streets. Chapter 3. A Big Sacrifice. Della stopped in front of a shop with a sign in the window. Hair bought and sold. She stepped inside. A tall woman with cold eyes looked at her. "What do you sell?" the woman asked. "My hair," Della replied softly. The woman examined Della's long hair carefully. $20, she said. Della's heart jumped. $20 was more money than she had ever held in her hands. "Cut it off," Della said quickly, afraid she might change her mind. In just a few minutes, her beautiful hair was gone. Della did not cry. She did not look back. She held the money tightly and rushed through the shops, searching for the perfect gift. At last, she found it. Chapter 4. The Perfect Gift. Inside a small jewelry shop, Della saw a simple but elegant platinum chain. It was designed for a pocket watch. It was strong, beautiful, and perfect, just like Jim. There were no decorations, no extra designs. It was pure and simple, exactly what Jim deserved. The price was $21. Della handed over all her money. Now she had 87 cents left, but she had the perfect gift. She rushed home and stood in front of the mirror. Her short hair curled around her face. She worried. "Will Jim still love me?" she thought. She heated the old stove and tried to curl her hair. Then she prepared dinner and waited. Every second felt like an hour. Chapter 5. Jim Comes Home. At 7 o'clock, the door opened. Jim stepped inside. He was thin and tired from work. His coat was old. His face was serious. When she saw Della, he stopped. He stared at her, not in anger, not in surprise, but in a strange, quiet way that made Della's heart ache. "Jim," she cried, "don't look at me like that. I sold my hair to buy you a Christmas gift. It will grow again, I promise." Jim did not answer. He walked slowly toward her and took a small package from his coat. "Open it," he said. Chapter 6. Jim's Gift. Della opened the package carefully. Inside was a set of beautiful hair combs. They were made of silver and decorated with jewels. They were the combs Della had admired for a long time in a shop window, but had never hoped to own. Her breath caught. She looked at the combs. Then she looked at her short hair. Tears filled her eyes again, but this time they were different tears. "Oh, Jim," she whispered. Jim smiled gently. "I sold my watch," he said, "to buy those combs for you." The room fell silent. Chapter 7. Love is the greatest gift. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Jim had sold his watch. Della had sold her hair. Each had given up their greatest treasure for the other. Della smiled through her tears and handed Jim his gift. "This is for you," she said. Jim opened the box and laughed softly. "It's beautiful," he said, "but I don't have my watch right now." They laughed together. Then Jim pulled Della into his arms. They did not care about the gifts anymore. They had something far greater. They had love. Epilogue. The Wisest Givers. The Magi were wise men who brought gifts to the baby Jesus. They were famous for choosing meaningful gifts. But Jim and Della were wiser than the Magi. They gave gifts with love. They sacrificed for each other, and that made them the wisest of all givers.